you are convinced of your convictions. You should go to the gym. You should meditate. Avoid carbs to some extent. That seed oils is just bad for you. And so on and so forth. You have these kind of like self-improvement convictions. I think you can agree on this, that if people just followed this, their lives would be vastly different and for the better. But then you try and convince people of this. You try and tell them that, yes, consuming seed oils is not that good for you. Avoid all seed oils. And you know the options that you should go with instead and all of that. But then they sort of question you, okay, why should I avoid seed oils? Like, it's in all these different foods, so it can't be that bad, can it? And you realize mid-conversation that you actually cannot defend your own convictions. You know it's true, you know it's bad, that yeah, no seed oils. But you cannot articulate that, you cannot present that to this person. And so you end up walking away from him or her knowing that you made no impact. And that this person is going to continue to consume seed oils, which is bad for them. Oh, but why is it bad? You just lose it. You cannot explain yourself, because these things, we take them for granted. They have become so central to our lives that yeah, this is what it is. But we haven't thought so much about being able to explain ourselves, to convince others to join our path. And I said in a previous video that you have no obligation to explain yourself to others. That you can, if they ask you things, you don't have to say anything. It's just pressure, it's just norms, you're socializing that makes you think that you have to explain your behavior to others, but you really don't. But of course, it becomes a little bit different but when we have the chance to change someone's life for the better. Especially when it's our own parents or a sibling or a good friend. Then we want the best for that person. So we want them to get on and start meditating. But then why should I meditate? Your friend asks. And you know it's good for you. You know that yeah, I feel so much calmer because of it. But it's not really gonna do it for your friend who wants some more proof of this thing being actually good for him. Because yeah, it is some kind of commitment you have to do, let's say 10 minutes per day of sitting down on your carpet and meditating. So you're stuck again. You cannot explain yourself. That yeah, you become more calm and all this, but you don't know really. You don't know about the gray materia in your brain expanding and what that leads to. Because what did it lead to? And same with microplastics. So it seems so obvious, like obviously why would we want to wear polyester, for example? Because when we get sweaty, when we're sweating, or it's warm outside, that plastic in polyester is going to leak into our body. And we can say that, we can present that to our dad, for example. But he's still not going to get it unless we can explain, okay, this is what microplastics do to us, and this is how bad it is. So as much as I despise having to explain my behavior, it is needed sometimes if we genuinely want the best for other people, which we do want. This journey of self-improvement, if you will, it's for ourselves, but through our changed behavior, changed lifestyle, we will be better to other people. We will treat them in a different way, and we will be more kind to them because we feel so much better ourselves. So we can share some of that with others. But then when they see that we are leveling up in life, they obviously want a part of that as well. Well, hopefully. Or we just happen to get into this topic in a conversation and we have the chance to tell them about it and what they can do themselves. And if we purely optimized for ourselves, if we were to be ready to walk over dead bodies, essentially, to gain success, however you want to define that, then you don't have to look up explanations. You don't have to prepare this. Because as long as you know that it's bad with seedals, that meditation is good for you, that you should avoid microplastics, as long as you know that, you don't have to be able to even explain it to yourself. You can get told that in a way, just get that, implement that into your life, and then you're done. But it's painful to see others suffer. It's painful to see others not doing these things, these simple things they can implement in their lives that will drastically change the course of their living in the long term. So my encouragement here is simply that, okay, if you want to help people, it's not going to be enough to tell others. And we know this. We cannot tell people what to do. We have to show them. We have to show that I'm looking more healthy now. I'm living more healthy life. I'm becoming a bright light to people around me. And through this change, others will start to implement what I'm doing. So leading by action, essentially. But still, even if they ask us, okay, how can I see the improvements in your life? How can I do this myself? If you then cannot explain these convictions you have, then it will be to no help. You need to give them a solid evidence, solid proof of why this thing works. You have to be able to explain it. Oh yeah, I'm not drinking coffee in the morning because the adenosine system, which the caffeine works on, is not active until after about 90 minutes. You have to be able to give these explanations, because otherwise people won't believe you. They won't take your advice seriously. There's so many people out there in this age of information that there's so much stuff getting thrown at them. Do this, don't do that. You need to be able to explain why. And so I do believe it's worth it to prepare in advance when we meet people that want to introduce this stuff too. So I have in my notes app on my phone, I have a folder named explanations. And so I've written down stuff. Okay, why coffee should be avoided in the morning, why microplastic is bad, why you should avoid seed oils, why I'm going to the gym every single day, except for rest days, why I'm meditating. I have these, and then in them I note down a quick, concise, very short explanation to why. And if possible, include some studies. People ask for them. And I think that's super effective. Once you meet somebody, you can just, yeah, I can explain that to you. And then you add weight behind what you're saying. You can explain yourself. You're not just following what you've heard. Taking something that, I just take it for granted that meditation is good. You know, I cannot actually prove it beyond my own experience, but yeah, you start to meditate. Please take 50 minutes of your day for the rest of your life and start to sit down on your carpet. Now, we need to be able to tell them why. So be ready when people ask, or when people won't ask. It's about being ready if it happens, not being ready when it happens. Take care, and I will see you again soon.